Hello, everyone. Today, John Carpenter turned 70 years old on January 16th. He is a living legend. I am a filmmaker, and as a filmmaker and just all around movie lover, John Carpenter is just a true artist. I mean, there's so much influence by John Carpenter and his works, whether it be synthesized scores. We see it in Stranger Things, some Robert Rodriguez movies. The way he shoots independent film, we've seen in many other countless independent filmmakers. Influences in film, whether it be Solid Snake from Snake Plissken, Lord Raiden from A Lightning God and Big Trouble in Little China. There's just so much that John Carpenter has done in cinema that has influenced pop culture. And I just want to make a quick video going over my personal top 10 favorite John Carpenter films. Yeah, this won't be like what I think are the best, but just my personal favorite. Some that didn't quite make the list for me are The Fog, Prince of Darkness, and the original Assault on Precinct 13. And they're all wonderful films, but I just wanted to mention the ones that are my personal favorite, that I enjoyed the most, and I can rewatch over and over and over. To start off the list at number 10 is John Carpenter's remake of Village of the Damned. I'm actually very quite fond of this film. I like Kirstie Alley and Christopher Reeve's performance, but of course, like the original, this alien life form visits this village and all the women are pregnant. They end up having regular children, or so it seems. They are then overran by aliens posing as children. And it just has a wicked feeling to it. So much to love from this movie, between the look of it, the way the children act. It's much scarier in the black and white, but it's also scary to see it in color, and I like just the mental stuff, that part where they're trying to get through Christopher Reeve's mind, and he's trying to block him with a brick wall. It's just incredible. There's a lot of cool stuff in the film, and it's definitely lighter, but I really like Village of the Damned. And there are three masters of horror in cinema. It'd be Wes Craven, George A. Romero, and John Carpenter. He is no stranger to the sci-fi or horror genre. Above Village of the Damned, I really love Escape from LA. Is a story as strong as the first? Are the effects up there as the original? No. But it's still a very fun film that Kurt Russell co-wrote, and John Carpenter has an awesome score. Definitely rock, definitely embraces the action genre, and it's a brilliant satirization of the Hollywood culture. Above all, Escape from LA is a solid movie in its own right, and who could forget that ending with a hologram. Just an amazing, ballsy ending for a film, and John Carpenter films age like a fine wine. Above Escape from LA, I have John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars. I love Ghost of Mars. The score he did, again, another rock score, but this time with Buckethead. Ice Cube, Natasha Hendricks. You have an early performance from Jason Statham. You have Clea Duvall, Pam Grier. Just an all-around cool movie of like spirits from Mars possessing bodies of individuals who basically live there because a tomb was opened. Awesome movie. I went over a review of Ghost of Mars, but Ghost of Mars is just one badass movie. And it's another film that's kind of like a B movie, but done in a very good way. I love Ghost of Mars. Ghost of Mars is phenomenal and among one of my favorite movies of John Carpenter. I wish he directed more movies. That movie does not get enough love. Above Ghost of Mars, I highly enjoy John Carpenter's Vampires. Again, much in the vein of Near Dark or From Dusk Till Dawn, John Carpenter's Vampires is a very Western vampire film. You have James Woods as a vampire hunter. Oh my god, that movie is just awesome. I like how the vampires sleep in soil. They don't sleep in coffins, and they don't romanticize them either. They're monsters. And it's really cool connecting the church and that with a bit of like a really kind of hard-boiled type of like really edgy vampire hunter character who just does not give any care in the world. His only purpose is to kill vampires. A very underrated John Carpenter film, and really is John Carpenter at his finest in many ways. Above John Carpenter's Vampires, I would have Starman. Starman is a very obscure movie and in a way a hidden gem from John Carpenter. It stars Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen. Yes, Karen Allen from Raiders of the Lost Ark and Scrooged. He is an alien. Oh, there's a certain theme here, but he is an alien. And she recently lost her husband, and he pretty much forms himself as her dead husband. She's a widow. And they began to know each other, and upon driving him somewhere. He needs to drive somewhere. She drives him across the country. The government finds out he's an alien, and she must protect him from the government. A very underrated sci-fi film with a lot of emotion, and it's a very endearing tale, really. John Carpenter is very different from his other movies, but it really has a lot of similar themes and type of cinematography and just feeling that other John Carpenter films have. I love Starman. If you have not had a chance to see Starman or have heard about it, definitely check it out. It's a very underrated movie. Now to the top 5. They Live. Roddy Piper is just awesome. He's a down on his luck construction worker. He's a drifter. He comes across a pair of sunglasses and he realizes that yes, the world has been taken over by aliens, which I really feel like that right now. I mean, you look at the politics, you look at everything. This film was very much ahead of its time. It's like, do I put on a magical pair of sunglasses? Oh my god, you're an alien! But no, I digress. It's a really crazy movie, and yeah, there's a lot of political satire and just social commentary that was very much ahead of its time. It was relevant for the time, but I feel like it's even more relevant now. And again, that's back to John Carpenter's films aging like a fine wine. He is a brilliant filmmaker in many ways, but They Live is a classic. If you've not seen They Live, go ahead. It's an awesome movie. After They Live would be The Thing. The Thing is a wonderful remake from John Carpenter. It's the gold standard for all remakes. If you want to remake a film, remake it like John Carpenter's The Thing. The Thing not only is a sequel indirectly to the original, but it's also a film that stands entirely on its own. Brilliant uses of practical effects. Kurt Russell, again, another collaboration, and it all being in like a snowy environment, trapped in the winter, and a tale of you not knowing who to trust. And it's strange because upon reflecting on these films, I notice there's a theme of aliens or different life forms and who to trust, and different things like that. Really great sci-fi horror film. The Thing is a really, really awesome movie. Ennio Morricone has a score. Oh my god. Even Quentin Tarantino was influenced by The Thing when he made The Hateful Eight. The Thing is an amazing movie. If you have not seen the original or its remake, definitely see it. But the 1982 John Carpenter version of The Thing is just amazing. I love that movie. It's a perfect film to watch during the winter, during Halloween, and among one of the best collaborations between Kurt Russell and John Carpenter. After that would be another Kurt Russell-John Carpenter collaboration called Big Trouble in Little China. This was actually the first John Carpenter film I ever saw. I actually saw it with my brother. It used to be on HBO, but he had the VHS from 20th Century Fox. I love this movie. You have Lo Pan, the guy from Three Ninjas. I mean, it's practically like a pre-Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat took a lot of influence from Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, it is an amazing film. And plus, Jack Burton. Kurt Russell is Jack Burton. You think he's going to be this tough character? He thinks he's more tough than he actually is. And he's not really a tough character. He's a regular Joe. And that's something so great about that, because in other Kurt Russell films or other John Carpenter films that Kurt Russell is in, he always plays like the action hero. And even though he is the protagonist and hero in this, he's not like, say, action hero or as strong as he is in the other films. He's a normal man, which makes it very different and also allows for some really great comedy. You have Kim Cattrall there. Oh man, the cast of this is just amazing. The score, the effects. It's a very different movie from John Carpenter. It's something that's truly original that should not be remade. Yes, The Rock, I'm looking at you. Don't remake Big Trouble in Little China. Just don't. Above that would be John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. The film that started it all, the night when he came home. Michael Myers, you have Jamie Lee Curtis, the start of the Scream Queen syndrome. Oh my god. The score, that dun 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 bum bum bum. Donald Pleasance's performance as Sam Loomis. Oh my god. This film is pure Halloween, and unlike the sequels or other imitators, John Carpenter really made a Hitchcock-style film with Halloween from 1978. It's the film that started the slasher genre and really just started a whole wave of horror films in the 1980s. Halloween is a classic. For my most favorite John Carpenter film, I still have to say it's Escape from New York. Escape from New York is a cool dystopian future. I can see it going to that future, but it's also with Snake Plissken, the most badass character. Without this, you would never have Metal Gear Solid. Kurt Russell was awesome in this. He mostly starred in Disney films, and this is a first role that was very adult that got him out of that Disney mold, where he's just like, the name's Plissken. I just love that. Lee Van Cleef. the whole commentary they had after Vietnam and this type of anti-hero and a government he didn't quite trust. But also, it's a very cool idea to make the city of New York a prison. And what happens when one of the inmates is trapped there, or you have to be trapped there before you die. You have to rescue the president, and it's so cool. Air Force One crashes there. Snake Plissken, they put a virus in him and says, hey, you want to get out of here? Rescue the president, and we'll get you immunity. If not, you die in 48 hours or whatever. And it's just like, it's really crazy. It might have been even 24 hours. I don't know. It was crazy. He died pretty soon. And it was a timetable. That movie is a ticking clock from the beginning to the end, and it's such an adrenaline ride. You also get to meet a lot of interesting characters. But Escape from New York is awesome. The score, Jamie Lee Curtis as a narration. I mean, it just has everything you want from like a dystopian, futuristic sci-fi movie. It's awesome, and it really shows you that less is more and what you can do with a budget. It's not about what you have, but what you do with what you have, and John Carpenter did a lot with Escape from New York. Anyway, I know this is a really quick video, but I just want to make a quick my favorite segment over my favorite John Carpenter films. Happy birthday, John Carpenter. He turned 70 years old, and I want to hear from all of you out there who are watching. What are your favorite John Carpenter films? Let me know in the comments below. These are mine. If you like the video, click the like button, comment on your favorite John Carpenter films, and subscribe for more videos.